So, I don't know how to start this. I guess I'm gonna do this. Before I begin, I need to clarify a couple of things. First of all, when I see a map aged poorly, that does not make it a bad map, and vice versa. For example, the map Dead of the Night from Black Ops 4 has definitely aged better than, I'd say, 9, but that doesn't make it a better map than 9. Another thing is that instead of answering the question immediately, I would like to go through every single Treyarch game and pick the map that aged the worst and compare them, starting from World at War all the way to Black Ops 3. The reason I omitted the newer games is because it's pretty difficult to pinpoint exactly how to define aging in these games. Black Ops 4 and Vanguard had pretty terrible receptions at launch, and half of the features that are present in Cold War weren't there at launch. And because of this reason, I found it pretty pointless to talk about these games. Now, if you happen to notice that my voice sort of changes in the recording, that's because I've changed mics mid-recording. So yeah, it's gonna sound really weird, but please bear with me. Now that that's gotten out of the way, let's begin this video. World at War is actually interesting in the way the maps are affected. It's a lot more affected by the engine than the map design, which does make a lot of sense. I mean, the game at the moment is almost 15 years old. But the question is, what are the maps that are affected greatly and what are the maps that are affected badly? Noct, I believe, will never age poorly because it is the first map in Zombies, which gives it a type of replayability that will never go away. Another map affected greatly by the engine is Shi No Numa, where the rounds go by so fast you can hit round 15 like 40 fucking minutes. The highest round ever achieved in Call of Duty Zombies was on this map, which that alone pretty much omits it from aging poorly. That means we are left with two maps, Der Riese and Verrückt. Now, both of these maps after a certain round become unplayable unless you're using a certain strategy. And that is because for some reason on these two maps specifically, the zombies are kind of something else. There's a term for zombies only in World at War, and that's what we like to call black hole zombies. In the DLC maps of Call of Duty World at War, the zombies for some reason have the ability to hold you in place when they hit you. This is especially a problem in Verrückt because the map is so small and there's super sprinters. Yes, this map has super sprinters. You can see them right here. They don't necessarily outrun you, but they're pretty close. And when you combine that with zombies that can put you in place, the game simulates the daily life of an average citizen in the United Kingdom at the expense of your death. Now, Der Riese isn't nearly as small as Verrückt and there is no super sprinters, but the black hole zombies are stronger in that map than any other map in World at War. On top of that, the wonder weapon of the map doesn't work. If you happen to zap yourself with the Wunderwaffe, pack punch or not, you actually stop regenerating health until you die. And if you're playing solo, you basically lose Jug for the rest of the game, which has got to be one of the biggest oversights in the entire game mode. These faults in the engine heavily degrade the experience of both of these maps, at least in the World at War version. The Black Ops 1 version and the Black Ops 3 version of both maps are actually pretty good. So, which map aged worse? Der Riese or Verrückt? While this is kind of close, I have to say Verrückt, because a co-op game of Der Riese is still one of the best experiences you can possibly have in Zombies. Now that we've gotten our answer here, let's go to the next game, Black Ops 1. Thanks to the lovely DLC Zombies Chronicles, I had little to no difficulty picking between these maps. The answer obviously is Moon, and the reason why is, like I said, it's just that the Zombies Chronicles version of this map is so much better than the Black Ops 1 version. Now, you may think it's a little bit unfair for me to consider the remaster as a factor as to why this map suffers, but the thing is, when you're considering how a map aged better or worse, you have to look at its original compared to its other counterparts. and that's why I am including it. Now, if Chronicles did not exist, I would have had to pick between this map and Kino. Even if Chronicles didn't exist, I still would have said that Kino suffered less, because unlike Moon, Kino never tried to be anything grandiose. And Moon has so many fatal flaws that it's honestly pretty difficult to defend the map. The announcer on Moon is one of the most annoying things in the entire game mode. The movement in the anti-gravity feels a bit clunky, which wouldn't be a problem if the map layout wasn't fucking trash and excavators weren't coming in every 2 rounds. And let's not forget the astronaut zombie, which is by far one of the worst things in Black Ops 1. He's not that bad in the first few rounds because he does have a limited amount of health, but every time he dies, he comes back the next round with more health, and it gets to a point where he has higher durability feats than fucking Kratos. I am shooting him with a pack-a-punched ray gun on round 20 and it takes 12 headshots to kill. That is absurd beyond belief.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, he's also immune to the wave gun.
Now, you may be thinking that all of these problems are not really that bad, but again, there's a remastered version of the map that fixes most of these problems, and that's why it aged pretty badly. Out of every game mentioned in this video, Black Ops 2 harbors what I said in the beginning the most, where a map that aged poorly doesn't make it a bad map and vice versa. The Victus maps that were received poorly in the beginning were at one point considered to be top 5 worst maps of all time. And now, after all of the games that came after them, they're not even in the top 10 anymore. The same thing could be said to Origins and Mob of the Dead, which was at one point everyone's top 3 maps of all time. So really, the answer is one of these 2 maps. But there is another thing that you have to consider, and that is that Origins at the moment is the Mario 64 of zombies. It is the map that everyone speedruns on. So really, the only possible answer is Mob of the Dead. But really, it's a lot deeper than just process of elimination. While Mob is a storytelling masterpiece, there's so many little problems that I have with the gameplay that sort of accumulate together into making it a bit repetitive for me. One of the biggest problems that I have with this map is the perk variety. There's only 5 perks on this map, and one of them is completely useless. So you basically run the exact same 4 perks every single game. And really, adding in more perks on this map could have really gone a long way. PhD would have been perfect for this map since it's so close quarters. Stamina would have been perfect for this map because of how big the map is. And Mule Kick would have been a very fine addition to this map. And the sad thing is that they could have easily reintroduced the perks into this map. If fucking modders on Black Ops 2 Plutonium could implement these perks, then I'm pretty sure Treyarch could have implemented them too. There's also a lot of little things that bother me, like for example the complete lack of tension that this map has because of the afterlives. Getting the canisters again, especially for the Easter egg, is extremely fucking annoying. Speaking of the Easter egg, it is extremely lacking and repetitive, and you can't even do it solo. Now again, it's not like Mob is a bad map in any way, shape or form. It's actually a lot of fun to play. But it is undeniably the map that aged the worst in this game. And now let's move on to Black Ops 3. Okay, look, let's just skip the edit here. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the answer to this. I don't have to argue and bicker, and I don't have to do anything. It's Revelations, okay? It's Revelations. Let's move on. So between Revelations, Mob of the Dead, Moon, and Verrückt, which one aged the worst? I guess I'll start with Revelations since I haven't talked about it. While Revelations did age the worst out of the Black Ops 3 maps, it is the only map out of these 4 that is a full package, where high rounds are there. Easter egg solo to co-op is there. Unique weapons inside Easter eggs are there. So I don't think it's Revelations. I don't think it's Verrückt either, because while the mechanics are pretty clunky, that is kind of part of World at War's identity. Unlike Moon, where it's basically the only map with terrible movement. So it really comes down to Moon and Mob of the Dead for me. And really, I'm trying to think about it, and like, I've literally played Mob of the Dead probably less than 5 times in the past 5 years. Like I said in its section, a lot of people love it because of how shitty the Victus maps were. I'm pretty sure if this map was the first map to release in Black Ops 2, I don't think a lot of people would have liked it as much, I have to be honest. I mean, I don't see a lot of people playing it either. On the other hand, man, Moon on Black Ops 1 is fucking shit compared to its Black Ops 3 version. This is really tough. I guess this is gonna be another one of my hot takes on this channel. I think it's Mob. I don't know many people who like this map and play it once every month. My answer to me is definitely Mob of the Dead. I wonder what you guys think. Do you agree? Probably not. And if you don't, tell me what map you think it is. Anyway, I'm leaving.